Hey, this is Double Dog underscore 88. Double Dog underscore 88. Don't worry about it. This is Double Dog underscore 88. Good to have you here. So, we had an earlier conversation this morning, and we're going to continue that because, man, there's so much more information to go. So, it looks like we have been literally looking at things, and I have been watching a lot of individuals right now currently. And I'm going to tell you something. That interview room is amazing. They are amazing. The interview room. If you haven't seen their stream, you need to watch it. Their podcast, their streaming on YouTube is unbelievable. Big shout out to the interview room. What's going on, TJ? Good to have you, my friend. So, man, I had just got a lot of information from the interview room, so kudos to them. I want to give them all the credit. I won't do half as good as what they have done, but I'll just try to regurgitate the main points that I thought were very interesting. And it made sense. A lot of it made sense. So, listening to some information from them, it dawned on me they were spot on, in my opinion. TIR is the best, says TJ. So here's the thing. They were talking about maybe we're looking at a lot of this stuff all wrong. Now, it's not the information that we're talking about that was all wrong. Don't misunderstand me. The idea that maybe we're too focused on the individual and not literally the vehicle that they use to go ahead and transport however they transported Nancy from her home. I mean, I kind of thought about it, right? Big object, a lot of cameras. They were casing out the place. You're going to see cameras come in and go by, or I'm sorry, vehicles come in and go by. So a lot of the information they were talking about really made sense. And just like I said, there's so much people that are so much more smarter as far as I'm concerned than myself. But it was easy to follow this narrative that they were talking about. Bridget, good evening, everyone. So the theory that I gathered, and I'm not going to do it justice, so I'm going to do the best I can, so just bear with me. Okay, so Little Red Bee says, I'm here just listening. Bridget says, I'm confused and wondering how they took her out of the door too. So here's what I've listened to and what I've come across, and listening to what they were saying made a lot of sense. Maybe we need to start looking at what possible car went by there on a constant basis by looking at all the video and try to narrow it down by a vehicle instead of by a person, because the vehicle is more obvious. You can see it, you can see what type it is, you can probably tell the shape, which will give away maybe the make, maybe even the model. Yes, Little Red Bee says, I'm here. TJ says, could have took her to another home in the neighborhood and waited for leaving with her. In my opinion, very possible, TJ, no doubt. Bridget, good idea. I mean, when I listened to the interview room, the theory that if we could find the car, we would definitely find the perp. A car is much bigger than finding a body. It's easier. I mean, even as they said, it would be a lot easier, just like it was in Idaho with the Koberger case, right? They tracked it all back down until they were able to narrow it down to a vehicle, and that's where they started looking at. And once they had the vehicle down, they had everything down. Makes a lot of sense, no doubt about it. So, my point is maybe they should be looking at what cars were there on a constant basis. Because if they can narrow that down, it would be very possible, very much more easier than to go ahead and find that body laying somewhere. I mean, it only makes sense to me, and it makes sense to them because they're the ones that I got it from. I mean, it was just amazing. I can't get over how much information and detail the information was. But here's the theory: locate the car, you'll locate the perp. Okay? So go back and look at the film and look at what cars were around that area, what cars were surveilling her house, watching her house. And you get this by constantly looking at footage until you see that same vehicle coming in and out, coming in and out. All right? Follow me? TJ said they used a dually or wagon to move her, possibly. It's very possible. But the more you look at a vehicle, the more it's easier to find a vehicle than it is to find a person. I know I've said that several times, but it is that important to understand because the fact is you can always run that car back to the person who owns it or possibly who was driving it. See, many cases have been solved just by the vehicle. And it just never dawned on me. Here we're looking at the person trying to figure out the combination, and which is good. Don't get me wrong. It's good to have everything. It's not like it's a waste of time. We got to know how to put those puzzles together, the pieces to that puzzle, so that we can determine exactly who could have done this, right? So you got to have players in play, people of interest that could have possibly committed this heinous crime. Okay. But going back and looking at the car would definitely be the answer that could solve this as well a lot quicker. And the only way you're going to do that is to go ahead and keep looking at that footage and figuring out what vehicle was there. Now, granted, it's not like it's going to happen overnight. You're talking about a lot of footage. You're talking about a lot of trying to watch what stands out, what vehicle stands out, where they could have parked the vehicle, and go down that theory to see if it's possible that you just get lucky and you start seeing something more noticeable. Boca, does your parents? Yes. Okay, we'll just do this real quick. Hang on. And there you go. All right. So the idea, can they follow all the neighbors' cars during that time? What they were doing too? I mean, the idea would be look at the footage and see what cars are usually there to what cars are coming through and seeing what cars are hanging around. I mean, you're talking about a lot of extensive work with the film, watching the videos. But the idea that if you see a car several times and you start marking and putting these things down, you're going to be able to narrow it at some point of which car was there. They had to use a car to get to that area, right? They had to go ahead and be able to literally transport her out of there. Some cars had to have been there, or a car had to have been there at her area when she was taken. So maybe you start trying to figure out what type of vehicle is usually at that area, in that area, that really doesn't really belong in that area. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't fit there because there's really, that car is never really seen anywhere on anyone's property. Who knows? Maybe you run the neighborhood and you find out what cars they belong to, right? What cars should normally be there. Then you start looking for the anomaly that doesn't fit. You know what I mean? It's very possible. And yes, they could literally pull up who lives where, and they could literally pull up what vehicles they own, and then triangulate, you know, separate those vehicles from the ones that now they're seeing constantly in the area. Does that make any sense? That they're seeing constantly in the area. Is that possible? Very, very possible. Falls, hey everyone, Bridget. If a neighbor took her to their place by foot, they would probably have taken out of the neighborhood afterwards. So follow the camera, follow the evidence where it would lead you, right? Look at everything, look at the abnormal things that you would normally see. You can get a pattern of what people's movements are, right? You can figure out a pattern, you know. Wake up in the morning, this car usually goes at this time, they're probably going to work, this car, same thing, next day, same car. You can get a pattern of what people do. You can also get a pattern of the cars that probably are not from that area, that neighborhood. That would be a start. That could very well be a start. But maybe that's where a lot of the focus needs to be, because it's easier to find a car than it is to find a person. No doubt about it. Never dawned on me, but that is so true. And that is a statement literally that came from the interview room, which was very impressive, no doubt. Especially at 2 a.m. Absolutely. You know, but you can look at the course of the day just to get a pattern. You know what I'm saying? You can look at the whole day and just mark the cars that are coming by, and eventually you're going to be able to process that down. And hell, even with AI now, you may be able to do it a lot quicker. Melissa, hey, but that's a good point, Falls. What's going on? Falls, AZ says, good afternoon and hope your day has been amazing so far. It's been good, my friend. It's been good. Thank you. Bridget, yes, I understand what you're saying. I agree. J-Bug, I'm pretty confused at this point. Many plausible scenarios. Good evening. Well, I mean, the theory and the idea is really interesting. You look at the film and you look at the patterns of the cars that should be there, and you can tell their routine maybe after what, a couple weeks, a week, on what they end up going, and what cars are usually there at that time of day and that night. And then when any other car that's out of the anomaly shows up and they start, let's just say, hanging around close to Nancy's house, then you start looking to see if you see that car very often. And you keep looking to the footage day after day, and you start seeing that car shows up a little bit more than usual, and it doesn't even live there or belong there in that foothills, right? The Catalina foothills. That would be a good way to go ahead and try to narrow this down. In my opinion, taking it from the information that was presented in the interview room. Bridget, not hardly any cars on the road at around 2 a.m. That's my point. You're going to see that pattern over and over and over, right? Hell, you could even go back and look at the cars that left or that were going through there from, let's just say, 10, 11 o'clock at night all the way to the next morning, maybe even as late as 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, and take a jot down all those vehicles. And it's not going to be like it's a lot. No, not many people are traveling in them at that part of the foothills unless you live there, right, in the Catalina foothills. So it'd be a lot easier just to break those cars individually down to what's coming down and what looks kind of odd in the picture. Just a theory. It's just a theory. But it's a very damn good one, in my opinion. Groundsky just getting in now. Hello, everyone. Fall says, Alex said when he was out there at that time, there were 0 cars passing. I mean, and if there's 0 cars passing, then it's not going to be out of the norm to see cars that late, because you're probably going to have maybe the most, probably half a dozen at the most, right? And they're going to be nearby. They're going to come through there, especially if they're scoping out the area. But if you look at the specific day when Nancy was taken, you can start there and get what cars came through there and see if you see that same car on previous days, right? And I'm talking about looking at other footages of other people's cameras, maybe even as far back as you can go, and start looking at that footage to see if, in fact, you see that car a little bit more than usual at that time of day. Then it's just about asking questions, right? It's about investigating. It's about going and asking questions, you know, who you are, what you are, where you been, how, we're looking for this, that, and the other. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's all about investigating, but it's easier to find a bigger object than a smaller object. Bridget, the suspect scoping her place out would probably be coming through there at random too. It could be, but the car's probably not going to change, right? That car is not going to change. It's not like, I don't believe that the perp would even think anybody would know. Let's say that they do that, right? Interval different changes coming through, checking out the house. Let's say that they do that, okay? The car's not going to change. The time may change, but that car is still going to be that same car, which then could open doors to something doesn't look right. Maybe the way the person in the cars looks like. Maybe they can get a more of a look at, is it a male? Is it a female? Who's driving? How many? AZ says, has anyone ever thought that the reason for Uber and A&T was to make house accessible for N's faithful return? Then when T brought her home, did he even leave once she went in the garage and washed the door closed? I mean, those are all great scenarios, great possibilities, no doubt about it. But the focus, I think, needs to start, just like I was hearing on these other channels from other law enforcement entities. Maybe they need to start targeting the cars, go back and look at all that footage and see what stands out that night, which cars stand out that night. I mean, I'm talking, instead of trying to figure out a person who is masked with gloves covered from head to toe, now let's start looking at vehicles that have been there, pretty often. That may give us a clue. That may give police a clue. Yes, the same vehicle, different times it's gonna bring awareness, right? You're gonna go, man, that car has been there so many times. Where does that car actually is from? Then you look around, you do your rounds, and you look around, and you don't find that car anywhere in that neighborhood. That's a clue. Maybe that car is not supposed to be there. Fall says Cash Patel was on with Sean Hannity today and said they had a plane ready to take the evidence in Quantico, and Nanos refused. He shut the feds out in 4 days. He shut them out for 4 days. Told you the sheriff's department has a lot of pull. Make no mistake, they have a lot of power. And Cash, being maybe as inexperienced as he is, that may not, might not bode well for him. But I see your point, Falls. Manax, I hope everybody is doing well. We're doing good, I believe, Manax. Thank you so much for being in here. Arizona, Alex is right. I live 5 miles from Nancy. The roads are pretty quiet at that time. So anything would stand out, right? Anything that's coming through there that night would stand out. Anything for the past month, let's say. Let's say for the month of from let's just say the 17th of January to the February the 1st. Go that whole month and see what vehicle is there constantly, if there's a vehicle that is showing up at wee hours in the morning. It's very possible. But thanks. That is very. I think that's a very plausible way to go ahead and check this out. Groundsky, the same car maybe, and those other dates. January 11th. Yes, January 11th, February. I believe it was like the 20th or 24th or 14th or something like that. The days of Cash may be numbered. Probably. I mean, does it make sense? Go back and look at the days of the night Nancy was taken, and maybe go within a span of about 3 weeks to a month in between there interval, and then start looking at what cars were there, because they had to keep doing their surveillance to make sure that everything was going as planned, right? Makes sense to me. The same car, maybe, and those other dates. Groundsky, the days of Cash. Yuli's in the house. Yuli said hi. Manix, AZ, are the traffic cams working around where you live? Good question there, Manix. AZ, is the traffic cams working in your area? I mean, there's a lot of things they can do by going and getting footage from even the people that live there, right? They got the footage of most of them, not all of them. Some they want to give up their camera footage, right? So now, why not go ahead and just look up for the anomalies, the cars that shouldn't be there? Kronsky says, Sue Ellen on the job. She knows everything. Makes you wonder. Just saying. Look deeper into the neighbor, says TJ. That makes a lot of sense, my friend. I mean, if you know what cars should be in the foothills of Catalina, right? The Catalina foothills. If you know the cars that are there, not like there's tons and tons of houses up there, right? So if you have let's say an idea, if you're able to know for the most part who lives there, and you see a car that comes through there, maybe within that week before Nancy was taken, up to a week after, and you see that same car go by, and you wonder, really? Because the perp always comes back to the scene of the crime, right? So if that happens, wouldn't that stand out in your mind? Bridget says, until I see I'm wrong, I can't forget the possibility that she could have had problems with a neighbor and they did something to her. No doubt. No doubt. It's very possible. That's a very plausible situation. What is Sue Ellen's entire name, says Paul? I have no idea. I have no idea. Marianne, hi Dee Dee. How you doing, Marianne? Good to see you. Manex says Sue Ellen C. Gold PhD. There you go, everybody. That's her name, I guess. Sue Ellen C. Gold Gauld PhD. There you go, Falls. Thank you for that, Manex. Arizona, Manex. So we do have cams, but many are not working. And I will be honest, depending on the ring cams, it is crazy because of the positioning of the homes, the landscape, distance between some homes, etc. No, I understand that, Arizona. Thank you. I appreciate that. Totally understand. And you can see it when you look at it at nighttime. Seen many videos at nighttime where the possibility of seeing anything going on is almost slim to none, right? But you every occasion you do see headlights, cars zooming by, and all you need to do is get lucky on seeing that same car a few times. Did you get my email? I did. I did, Marianne. Bridget, Alex knows her last name. Yeah, I think we just got it. I think Mannix just gave her whole full name. Marianne. Doing good, Glenn. Doing good. Thank you. Just wish this was solved already. Brenda Peckinpah. Hey, Devil Dog and Pup family. Brenda Peckinpah said hi. Man, you can look up Sue Ellen's academic published papers. They are all open access. There you go. Fall says, hey, Brenda, we can see your page. So here's the next thing. Thanks for the info, Manax. Paige says, thanks God. Tiger, hello from Florida, just home from work. Good to have you. I agree. This should have been over a long time ago. Hurts my heart for Nancy, no doubt. No doubt about it. TJ, yes, Sue Ellen is a well published academic. Did you happen to see Brian Enton's last short about Cash Patel, says Marianne? No, that I did not see, but I will definitely see it now. So, another thing that was pointed out is there's just so many things. I mean, it's like, gosh, there's a lot of things out there, everybody. There's a lot of information. We're not seeing all of it, and some of it is not being given to us, and that's unfortunately sad. Let me ask you all a question. According to what I've been watching and hearing, let's see here real quick. Of everything that I've been watching, okay? Did you all know? We know that Annie and Tommaso's car was held for 41 days, correct? Before they got it back. And they were able to take that transmitter thing out of it to look at everywhere that car has been, right? And they did say, I was reading that they did say that the reason it took so long was they were having issues with the transmitter type of thing that logs off. It's not a transmitter, but it's kind of like logs in all the information, okay, of where that car has been. And a lot of false, the truth is what we want. Amen. So here's the thing. I just heard that Nancy's car was also towed away by the FBI, and that car has still not been brought back. Did you guys know that? Because I didn't know that. I drive the right hand map often as a reg drive. The school has cams. Green Toes cams. The salon has cams. Why was Annie stuck on this route? And these exits from the foothills really need GPS and local, in my opinion. No doubt about that. No doubt about that, Arizona. No doubt about it. Brenda Mancax, you got that right. Wow, didn't know that. I didn't either. I didn't know that they still had Nancy's car. I had thought that the family had took Nancy's car. But according to the interview room, the information they presented was that car is still held by the FBI. All this time. Me too. I just watched it on the interview room. And these are all renowned law enforcement, retired, 30 plus years. I mean, a lot of individuals that were on this panel. It was very interesting. But I never heard that. I didn't even know that her car was taken, to be honest. I didn't know her car was taken by the FBI. But apparently it was. They were checking it, everything. Also, they were checking that transponder. They were pulling all that information out of it, where that car has been. That's interesting. I don't think a lot of us knew that. And I don't think the individuals who are running the interview room, I think they have probably the best resources to get information. No doubt. Well, that's what I thought, Marianne, but that's not according to the interview room. Listen to the latest one on the interview room, and you'll see where what's his name? Is it Chris? I think it's Chris. Whoever the main guy in the interview room. He's got 36 years in. He was saying that no, that car is still with the FBI, and I thought it was in the garage. That's what I thought. Send me that information that they returned it, or Google it. Google it. Somebody Google that for me real quick. Find out when that car of Nancy was returned. And tell me what it says. Or tell us what it says. Linda Smith is in the house. Because I thought the same thing. I thought that was a car that Cam, the son, and Annie went out to get. Remember? They came there in two cars, and then they left within two cars. Remember, they were covering their head. They were covering their eyes. Yeah, somebody Google that. Linda, do me a favor and Google that. Find out when not Annie and Tommaso's car. We know theirs they kept for about 41 days. I'm talking about Nancy's blue car. Find out what they say. Google it and see if that car has been returned. I get it, Tina. I thought the same thing. I'm just saying, Google it. Find out. I agree. I mean, I'm saying what you guys are saying. It caught me off guard when I heard the interview room talking about no, that they still have it. Because I honestly, like you all, I thought the family had the vehicle. Unless I'm missing something. Google it. That's all I can tell you. Here, I'll Google it here. Let me see. Stand by, everybody. I'm going to Google it and see what it says, okay? Does the FBI still have Nancy Guthrie's vehicle? On early February 2026, investigators towed and seized Nancy Guthrie's blue SUV from her home as part of the investigation. The vehicle was taken into custody, impounded so it could be examined for evidence. After that point, authorities have not publicly said whether the FBI still retains that vehicle or if it has been returned. I mean, if it had been returned, I'm sure it would have said it's been returned, right? That's all it says. Now let's check another source. Because like you all, I thought that vehicle was already brought back and the family had it and Cameron and all that. But according to just what I just watched on the interview room, no. Jimmy says we still have an FBI. Are you sure? I'm just saying Google it. I just watched it. Okay. Guys, just Google it for me. Instead of telling me that you saw everybody have it and who was driving it and who was using it, Google it for me. See what it tells you. I mean, you don't have to believe me. I'm just telling you what I just watched on literally. And the one individual said, "You mean they had it for 90 days?" Said yes. So it's not me saying that. It's what I just heard and watched on the interview room. You guys don't know the interview room, right? I've heard a lot of you all talk about how credible you all thought, and I think it's probably one of the good programs that we have as far as streamers. So just Google it. Tell me what you find. All you got to do is Google it. That's all I want. I'll wait till you guys start Googling and then ask me before I say anything. It must be hearsay. Her car was returned. Okay, Lisa, then Google it. Tell me what it says when you Google it. That's all I'm asking. I saw that, what I saw that too, but that's not what they said. Still waiting for somebody to Google it. I have no idea what car Cameron is driving. That's my point. I am confused with that too when it just came out. I am very confused. That's why I want you guys to Google it. Federal Bureau of Intoxication, says Jimmy. Okay. I get you all are saying, I seen it, I seen it, I seen it. I understand that. And I believe you all because I thought the same thing. I'm just saying Google it. Google it. Glenna, yes, I heard people saying camera has it. Gronsky, you're not the only one now. Jimmy, no doubt. Lisa, proof. Google it. Allison, did Nancy get her car back? Google it and tell me what it says. I'm just saying Google it. It's not that hard. Google it. I think I seen it too, that they were driving it. That's not what they just said here. They talked about the two cars that were towed. One was Annie and Tommaso's, and one was Nancy's. I did not even know that. I thought Nancy's car was back. And if it's not back, Google it and tell me what you find. Linda, yes, Camp. I know from interview, Linda Smith. That's what they just said just now. Okay, hang on, everybody. Hang on, everybody. See if I can. We're going to get to this, okay? So just give me a second. Give me 1 second. Because, yeah, I'm not going crazy. Give me 1 second. Let's see here. All right. The interview room. Okay, hang on a second, everybody.
Concepts presented themselves.
Okay, give me a second. It's going to take me a second to find it, okay? Just bear with me.
It's still in evidence.
Nancy's is, yeah.
Nancy.
Okay. You're going to watch this with me, okay? And you tell me if you don't hear what I'm hearing here, okay? This is the interview room.
That means they know the route of that car.
You hear that?
They know where that car went. They know how many times it had come and gone. They know if the doors went out, open. They know if the doors locked. They know what kind of devices connected to that system. Okay. Why do you need all that data from an investigative analysis aspect? From an investigator, why do you need that data if you believe what they're telling you?
Now they're talking about Tommaso's car right now. Tommaso and Annie's car.
The reason that you would offer, and I understand where you're going, is that you would offer to Tommaso is that we need to collect this information.
This is Tommaso's car they're talking about. Give me a second. It's going to come up.
They can't point the finger at you, and we can say, look, here's all the data, and it's exculpatory. You're not involved. That would be.
Thank you, Brenda. Appreciate that.
I would think of, because you're correct. If you believe the story, why are you hanging on to the car for 40 days?
Just to take the telemetrics data.
Telemetrics data is what they wanted to get, where it has been.
Makes no sense. Now we add the second piece of this. Okay?
Nancy's car.
Well, Nancy's car is a no-brainer.
Listen.
Because that car in of itself, okay, is at the crime scene. The suspect could have touched the car. So you have two choices. You can be dumb and process it there, or you can be a good detective and say tow it.
Right. How long did they hold that?
That it's still in evidence.
Nancy's is, yeah.
Nancy's car is in evidence. Yeah.
Well, that's fascinating, because that's why I posed the question. That is, if they're still hanging on to the vehicle 90 days, that tells me that you have evidence there.
Maybe it was driven back over there and dropped off. Maybe it was driven over there by the family and parked in the garage.
That's why they took it.
I don't know.
Why would you hang on to it? And I'm just talking about just purely from a logistical point of view. because I ran an evidence room for 8 years. If you've got a vehicle, we maintained a secure lot. We looked at every opportunity.
Did you guys hear that? Wonder why you can't make any money in here. Jimmy, this guy is a total boss. Hey, do the thing for me. Linda, car was returned before the house. Did you guys not hear anything or tell me? Towed away February 6th, returned February the 11th. They said it was Annie's car was taken by the FBI. I did, and this is what it said about the Nancy car is at her home. So I guess the interview room has it wrong, I guess. All I see is may have been returned May 11th. May. Brenda, Devil Dog, exactly. I'm going with what we have seen in real time. I'm just saying, oh my God, what the heck? You guys heard it, right? You guys heard it, right? According to Google, it said the car has not been returned at all. What a mess. Call Pima County, Madcast. I get different info every time. Go with interview room. You guys heard it, right? I'm not crazy, am I? Because I thought the same thing. I thought the same thing you all thought. Googled it, saw it. This is an AI. What's an AI? This is an AI streamer. It's not an AI streamer. That's the interview room. Those guys have probably about 120 some years all together in law enforcement. Call the police impound lot. Exactly what you said and what I saw. Guys, I'm not making this up. You guys just heard it. I know you guys like the interview room because a lot of you talked about it. I started watching it. This is the latest video that I see from them. They just came out. I'm kind of a loss for words too. When we seen family take Nancy's car, that was on Alex, right? I have no idea. I thought that Nancy's car was there too. Or was it somebody else's car that was there? I don't know. I never said it was returned. I believe you, dog, not them. You know what I mean? You guys heard it though, right? Tell me you heard it so that I know that you guys heard it. So that means camera has got a car that looks like Nancy's. I would assume, according to what we just heard, right? You guys heard it, right? Just keep going to Eddie's car. I Googled it, and all it says is it may have been returned. I'm calling RN. Elisa says it was taken, but never says a return date. Glenda, I Googled it, and Dee Dee is right. Linda Smith, maybe email Google to update. This, you heard the guy, you guys heard what I just showed you, right? Alice, exactly. Very interesting. When we Google it, it's what you say. It's crazy because drone streaming showed footage, saw vivid of Cam, but Google says different. Makes no sense to me. Just baffled the hell out of me when I saw it. I had to do a double take and constantly make sure I was hearing it right. That's why I wanted to share it with you all. Google agrees with you, but I don't believe Google. Disinformation campaign via Cash Patel, says FedEx. Captain Dandy, what about the interview room? Brenda Gronsky, Cameron has the same car as Nancy. They don't know the route, says Capture. Capture, oh brother, Chris talking out his ass. Oh my Lord. Brenda, Capture, actually they do. Annie provided a map. Yes, I think they tailed Tommaso. Marianne. So all these people that watch ALR saw Cameron driving his car are seeing things I don't know anymore. That's you guys heard it, right? Tell me you heard what I heard. Because that's really what I want to make sure I heard it right. It's Tommaso's route, Brenda. Pay attention. Devil Dog, you are very welcome. I Googled it. All it says about returning the car is that it was in the process of being returned. Google isn't always up to date. Right. Did you not hear what I just put on the TV on the interview room, right? That's all I'm asking. Kronsky says, who do I believe? I don't know. That's my point. Capture, no. She said the route the perp took, not her husband. Capture, anyways, the map is useless. Medic says, how does Eddie know the perp route? Oosh. This is getting a little comical here, everybody. Marianne, all I'm going to say is I am not seeing things. But you understand what I'm saying, right? Because I know you love the interview room, Marianne. Brenda, capture, we don't know that's the problem. All right, who's this knucklehead here? Bridget, that's what Google told me too. Thank you. Right, Bridget, says Falls. I do not buy it, says Krosky. 10 times I Googled it. Falls. Brenda, Manex, she said it's the only route she could think of. Linda, old. Old 90 days ago. 90 days ago is old that they had the car, according to what you just heard? I don't think so. Bridget, the interview room are pretty reliable most of the time, but they could be misinformed. It's possible. That is very true. I'll give you that, Bridget. But you guys did hear what I heard, right? That's all I want to know. You heard what I heard. So you don't think that I was like throwing some lying thing out there when this whole time we all saw what we thought we saw. Right? We all saw what we thought we saw. But you guys did hear it, right? Hey, Ruby is back. Love your channel all the way from Marietta, Georgia. Keep it going, my friend. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. Annie isn't trustworthy. Manix, JLR and Alex found some routes. They drove the routes. Jenny, I remember Cameron driving Nancy's vehicle. So do I. And almost half, if not majority of the people here. But did you not just hear what they said? Did you Google it, Jenny? Google it and tell me what it tells you. I just played a recent video from the interview room. Here, I'm going to play it again. Okay? Can you guys tell me if you're watching? No, everybody could be wrong sometimes, no doubt about it. I want to play this again because this shocked the heck out of me.
With the detectives to release the.
All right, here we go.
No, I mean, I'm not going to denigrate these deputies. No, I'm not.
Agency, because I've worked for a guy like him. Okay.
And listen up, everybody.
If you pull the door open, you hit her with. And somebody drove that car back and parked it into the garage, well, now you're going to have to need another car to get back home.
Okay, listen up, everybody. I want you to hear it again.
And that's the car that belongs to Annie, her car, and they took the telemetrics data out of it. Now that would be, again, part of a scenario or part of a conversation with Annie and Tommaso that says, well, wait a minute, you said you were doing A, B, C, and D, but we pulled your electronics out of your car that shows you were doing E, F, and G. Help us understand that. We're trying to make sense of it for you. And then secondarily, why are you going back to their garage? And why are you taking photographs at 10 o'clock at night or using an alternate light source in the house? Why do you bring an alternate light source into the house? You're not looking for anything other than forensics evidence. You're looking for blood, you're looking for fluids. That's what an ALS is. And you don't do it, unless you have a reason to do it. And then they came out of the house with a bunch of bags of stuff. Well, what's in those bags? What's going on with all of that? And then they go over to the gas station and they pull the video.
All right, let me make
some guy coming up to the gas station. Well, what's on that video? So I think the sheriff can help us there.
My local media knows that.
Okay, I must have passed it. Give me a second. We just heard it. Okay, hang on.
Talking you a little bit, Chris, but
does the sheriff impress you as somebody that if you disagreed with foundation,
right?
What way's the wind coming from? What's the temperature? What's the
All right. Well, we're going to get on with this because I'm not going to sit here and fluster. I just played it for you all.
Which is kind of also confusing. Because if mom has left the doors open in the back.
All right. Well, I'm not going to keep looking for it. I just had it. So let's move on with our commentary here. Brenda captured, we don't actually know if Andy is not. Bridget, I like the interview room, but sometimes they are wrong. I agree with you. Interview room, making things up, shaking my head. I don't know if they are or not. Brenda, Double Dog, I heard it myself. Thank you. That's all I wanted to know, Brenda, is if you guys heard it, so you're not thinking that I'm going crazy. The chat in their channel was also mixed up by this as well, Groundsky. Agree, captured. Annie seems compromised. You cannot believe everything. No, I'm just telling you what I heard. That's why I wanted to make sure that you guys heard the same thing. I agree with the interview room most of the time. I have disagreed with something said on there at times. There you go. No problem. I just wanted you guys to hear it. Specifically saw camera drive off the right. So did I. So I thought. Nancy's car and his wife drove off to left in the white SUV. AZ, biggest shit show I've ever lived in the middle of 55 years. Life, right? You're in Pima County under Sheriff No Net. Welcome to my early retirement life. What fun. Wee! I'm sorry, everybody. It's funny. Double Dog, I heard exactly what you heard, and I'm sorry, but you're absolutely right. That was not Nancy's car. They still have. Yeah, I'm not saying it is or isn't. I'm just telling you what I heard. I'm over it. All right. I'm going to skip to the bottom. I'll say this and be done with it. I watched it live. Gronsky, we have a lot on our minds. I'm just going to the bottom, starting taking photographs. All right, here we go. Trust many people, but I do not trust you, dog. Says, I don't trust many people, but I do trust you, dog. Thank you so much, Paige. I appreciate it. I just wanted you guys to hear what I had heard. That's all. That was the whole premise. I wanted you guys to hear what I heard because of the fact that I was dumbfounded, just like you all. So now we know what we saw. We know what we literally with our eyes. But that goes to show you that not everything you hear is accurate, and maybe not everything you hear is actually the truth. So that's why you have to do your investigations. That's why we do what we do here. I wanted to play that to you so that you guys understood exactly that. Well, I'm glad you're laughing, Capture, because we're all laughing. Double Dog, Double Dog, you're not going crazy. This whole case is crazy. Thanks, Jenny. It's not public information, so nobody knows, in my opinion. That is true. Manax, it's a simulation. I called them. All right. So, the theory that I was saying before, now, now we want to talk about literally which way and who could have pulled this off. We talked earlier today in the earlier stream about how, and I'm going to go back now on we're throwing that aside, okay? That's an anomaly. All right. Now they're told the church people they've told the church people to who did? Who said that? Capture. I called them, says Paige. It's a simulation. Okay, we're gonna move on, everybody. Let's move on. Let's move on so we don't get caught up in the weeds. Pam, hello everyone. I am late as usual. Good to have you, Pam. So earlier we were talking about the journal and how it could have a lot of information in that journal because it was something that I believe really was missed. And missed in the sense of my husband says, Semper Fi, you got it, Pamela. Right back at him. Tell him thank you. Ooh, raw devil dog. Little green man messing with torrents. Capture latest news. I assume the family told them to zip it. Brenda, capture, please. Where did you get your info from when Nancy Sturge is online in New York? I'm sorry, man. You guys are making me laugh. Oh, this is such a good chat. Okay. So earlier, like I said, we talked about the journal and how how Savannah had said that her mom used to at times used to write in her journal on her patio or by the pool. She used to write out her journal, and probably when she was going through some things or whatnot. And so I looked it up, and no one seems to know where the journal's at. So what we talked about this morning was how in fact that journal could play a big role if maybe Nancy was having problems with somebody in the neighborhood, or if Nancy was having problems with somebody in her own family, right? Sometimes you can't say things that you want to say because there's no turning back. Sometimes you can't really, you know, say what you really is on your mind. So therefore, what do? You go to your journal, kind of like a diary, and you just write all your frustrations out in your journal, right? A lot of people do that. That's how they get it off their chest. Okay. And so the idea is that no one knows where this journal's at. And my thinking is that journal could be a big piece of the puzzle because if Nancy had wrote in there how she was feeling, maybe with all the different things that were going on in her life, that could literally be something that could have a lot of information and details inside of it that would say what she really thought of maybe her son-in-law, what she really thought of her daughters, what she really thought of her son, what she thought about what was going on, what she didn't like, maybe giving her money constantly to her family. You just never know. What I'm saying, it's an open to your soul, right? Because it's what you feel at the time that you're writing in your journal. Very important, and yet no one seems to have it. Nancy's journal soon to be published by Eddie. Stop it, Maddox. Pamela, my hubs was stationed at Camp Lejeune in 1972 to 76. Arr, Semper Fi. I was in 88 to 92 stationed at Hollywood Marine, Paris, not Paris Island, Camp Pendleton, California. Capture says, the church friends, the ones who allegedly called Andy. Oh my God. All right, guys, we got to get back to the seriousness here. Hey, I finally was awake for a lie, says Janice. I was 10 in 1976, says Pam. Janice, what happened? Brenda, capture. They gave their statements to the FBI. Pamela, Lisa was 16, laughing out loud. Bridget, if Annie and Tommaso are guilty and they find Nancy's journal, they may get rid of it. Hope, says Bridget. Very true, Bridget. Very true. Pam says the heart to Lisa. Capture. Yeah, journal is long gone. Janice. Brenda, Double Dog, according to Brian, it had to be someone that Savannah knew. It had to be someone the family knew. I would agree with that wholeheartedly, Brenda. Thank you. Janice, oh my God, a journal. Oh, juicy story, says Janice. It was Nancy's journal. I don't know how juicy you want it to be. Bridget, oops. Hope that's not the case though. Growski, I did find some things in common with Nancy and missing UFO people, says Growski. Oh Lord, I'm trying not to laugh here, but I'm sorry. Nancy's missing journal, Janice. I hadn't heard. I am so far behind in the news of any kind. You're just right there with capture, no doubt about it, Janice. Janice Savannah mentioned it on TV. She did. But she only mentioned it once, and no one said anything about it. No one didn't even talk about it. Like it wasn't a big deal. And then thinking about it, I was like, that journal would have a lot of information. It would it could literally spell out how she was maybe frustrated with her son-in-law, what she thought of her son-in-law, what she thought of her neighbor that she was having problems with. Who knows? Maybe even it's possible. And this is all just we're just having this conversation. But maybe Sue Ellen's in there. Maybe she had a riff with them. Uh, my point is, it's a very piece that needs to be answered as to who has it. And if they have to call in the family and do another, um, for a better lack of words, a polygraph test, you know, hey, so be it. Someone's got to have that book, or maybe it was in the safe because she did have a safe. Those journalists would be juicy, I would imagine. Oh, Lord of mercy. Something else, Janice, no doubt. Lisa, I only learned about it in here this morning live stream. No one really talked about it. No one has talked about the journal. Why is that? Why is that? No one has talked about the journal if it could open the soul of the lady who was taken. It could tell you about what she was going through, what she was feeling. It could tell you who she had issues with. Why would no one talk about that? That is such a big nugget. No little details like that, because it was a little detail that Savannah just happened to throw out. And you have to remember, was it done purposely? Was she trying to send some type of signal to say, hey, look at the journal? I'm sure mom wrote everything down in there. Look at the journal. Because the way she gave it, it was like she just inserted it and that was the end of it. And if you didn't grab it, it just went right by you. I mean, that's fact, everybody. There's a lot of information. I was at doctor's, unfortunately, Janice says, for over an hour, hon. Plus, I do sleep late because I don't rest at night most nights. I hear you, Janice. I'm just giving you a hard time. I'm sorry. Thank you for being here. Much appreciated. To be clear, I don't watch it either, Janice. Capture water boarding should be allowed. Stop it. We don't do that. That's illegal. We do not do that. If you want to go snowboarding, you're more than welcome to capture. Go to Colorado. They're having a snowstorm. But as far as the other thing, we don't condone that at all because that is illegal. Oh no, Lisa, I really appreciate it. Thank you. No disrespect intended. Oh, thank you. Manac says, capture Dandy laughing out loud. Marianne, I guess no one thinks it's a big deal. Well, and that's why you have me doing this channel, because I'm bringing it to you that as a law enforcement officer, that is a huge nugget. You know what I mean, Marianne? You could know a lot of information in that book. And why no one's talking about it? To me, it was like a blurb. You wouldn't even thought about it if literally Savannah hadn't said anything about it. And she just threw it in there when she was giving her plea to the captures about having her mom, right? Or no, I'm sorry, it wasn't that. It was the one that she did with Hoda, that her mom literally wrote in her journal. Well, where in the hell's the journal? There's no reports of a journal being found. Who would be most likely to have that journal, in your opinion? I know who I think has the journal, but who do you think most likely would have that journal? Janice says, I don't think I have watched regular TV in 15 years. Bridget, they should ask the family for the journal. Amen. Totally agree. 110%. Brenda, Double Dog, you got that right. The journal may hold the key. I'm telling you, it's like seeing the soul of an individual, right? Because that's what they do. They write everything down when they're going through difficult times, or maybe even some good times, you know? Janice says, I know you laughing out loud. Capture laughing out loud. Janice, if I was younger and dumber, laughing out loud, I would be trouble. Probably, Janice, like most of us. I even Googled it. There is no mention of a journal anywhere for Nancy. Exactly. And yet, Savannah on live TV with her interview with Hoda Kotb talked about her mom's journal. That wasn't by accident, everybody. Falls family. Janice. It's if certain people got hold of those journals, they will never be seen. I thought though maybe the people in her house took them. I would say the most likely person to have those journals would probably, in all honesty and in all fairness, it would probably be literally Annie. Annie and Tommaso would have it because they were there most of the time. They were, apparently they were there helping their mother in law, and yeah. Lisa Page says police. If they police has it, they sure as hell ain't done nothing with it because they, not that they would talk about it, but here's the thing: if the police had it, no doubt, Pace, definitely hope in your opinion, no doubt about it. I agree, it would be great. But if the police had that journal, you know what they would do, or you know what I would do if I had the okay at the top level. I would have come out and said, had a press conference and said, we have just found the journal of Nancy Guthrie. We have examined it and we think this is going to clear. There's a lot of information that's identifying persons of interest, and we should have this thing resolved here shortly. What that would do is that would send a message to whoever did this, like, oh my God, excuse me, that would send a message to the perps who were involved in this to say, oh my God, that lady wrote everything down in her book. And they would be freaked out. And they would probably say things they didn't want to say. Or you would see people getting plane tickets to get out of the country. You know what I mean? I mean, it's a good tool to be able to use that. And if they don't have it, that's another story. But it would be a way to see how everybody changes their demeanor if they had come out with that. Lisa, that would be great too. Manex, hope the FBI has the journal. Me too. Lisa, I hope so too. Gronsky, there were small items removed from Nancy's by the family, and I wonder why, Gronsky. No doubt about it. We just don't know who has it. Brenda, Manscat, me too. Brenda, the Guthrie family. Janice, remember the briefcase guy who went into her home? A lawyer, I think. Maybe he took those. And it's very possible, Janice, and I do remember that guy with the briefcase. Because he stuck out like a sore thumb, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. Arizona, yep. The poet and great manifester probably has. Oh Lord, I was still thinking. Yep, the it says Arizona. Yep, the poet and the great manifester probably has it. Pima Impound reacted a little bit when I mentioned Nancy's name. Oh Lord. Oh my God. You guys are making me laugh, no doubt. I don't think I laughed like this so hard. It's been a long time, no doubt. Pima Impound reacted a little bit when I mentioned Nancy. Oh my God! You gotta remember, everybody. If you don't know, man, when I start like literally laughing, I can't control it. So just bear with me. Maddox, Arizona. Brenda. But what I don't understand is why would Savannah get a hold of a senator? You are calling 911. Oh Lord, help me, please. Uh, Brenda says, what I don't understand is why would Savannah get a hold of a senator before it would? I have no idea. Brenda, but that's a good point. Kay says, remember one road stream over investigator going into the storage room and coming out in a few minutes looking like they win the lottery. Oh my God. I cannot stop. Woo. Knowing like they win the lottery. It was the day they had the safe company there. Oh my gosh, you guys are something else. Police aren't very good at hiding things, especially if they really know something. Oh, no doubt. They wanted to really just. Lisa says they wanted to immediately connect me to their case handler, FBI thing. Well, at least she let them know. That is good, Lisa. I hope you made them nervous. Says Janice. I hope you made them nervous. Yep, Janice. Me too. Keep up the good work, Lisa. Woo! Janice, I had to tell jokes to my doctor. She tortured me, so I charged her in return. Woo! Hey guys, I'm sorry, man. I just got the giggles. You guys are something else. Maybe we should all take turns calling them asking for info. Whew. That is well said, Pauls. Oh my Lord Jesus. You guys are making me oh Lord forgive me. Unreal. All right. Bridget. Everybody is laughing. Norma says, hello, DD and chat. Mayday. Good to have you, Norma. And please, Norma, bring some normalcy into this chat because too many people are laughing, to include myself. Elisa, did someone give him a gummy? I asked her. Oh my God, I feel like it. Brenda, Becca, everybody's giggling. All right, all right. Norma, Ali, Janice, someone gave him a case of the giggles. Oh, like I said, once I start going, it's a long time before it stops. Okay, Miss Mandy is just screaming. Or laughing. I'm not sure what that emoji is. Lisa Page. Norma says, give me some giggle gummies. No doubt, right? Elisa says she's giggling. This was hold. Okay, let's see. Da, 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 da. Breaking Bad or Game of Thrones says Heisenberg, Walter White. What was that thing? Baby Blue was that name they gave that pill, no doubt. Did you know they have a generic for Viagra? It's go. Okay. That is good, Janice. Thank you. Oh, my Lord Jesus. Falls. Thanks for the laugh, Lisa. We needed it, no doubt. No doubt. Well done, Lisa. Norma, laughing is good for the soul. Amen. Bridget, like my mama used to say, your tickle box is turned upside down. Yes, it is, says Janice. Brenda, Norma, you got that right. Arizona says, I'm not trying to be an ass and make light of any of this because it's in my backyard, but literally, no, Naz, check this up so bad. It's now the biggest circus on earth since Ringling Brothers. Ringling Brothers. Unbelievable. That's going out with a bang, Arizona. No, I know. We're not laughing at what has happened. It's just everything. Oh, man, it's either laugh or cry, right? Norma, Brenda, Oak. Oh, Lisa with the hearts. BG, I just got in and I am offended I wasn't invited to the party. It was very good. It was very good. No doubt about it, BG. Glad you're here, my friend. All right, everybody, let's get serious now because this is a serious matter. And forgive me for my breaking in my laughter, but it is what it is. Janice, come on in, BG. I hadn't been here long either. Bridget Clark, that you got it. Janice, definitely getting there at least. Arizona. Brenda, no wonder people turn nanos into a picture of a cloud laughing out loud. You can't make that up, no doubt about it, Brenda. Norma, I love this chat. Beautiful sense of humor. All right, everybody. So the journal is really crucial. And you have to just look at logic. And now I'm talking to you from a law enforcement perspective. You got to use logic. Who had the most viable opportunity to get that journal? Well, the people that were technically supposedly be taking care of Nancy, which would have been Annie and Tommaso. And if they read that book or saw that book somewhere along the line before this happened to Nancy, how would you feel if you read something that may have had something in there about you? Maybe how she really felt about the son-in-law or the daughter for choosing the son-in-law. I mean, is it possible that that would have ignited some type of motive to say, yeah, I never liked her either type of deal? It's possible. Have you talked about Trump, EO, and national emergency on the southern border that makes high profile media and families a reason for elevating Nancy's abduction to intelligence and military matter? That's a lot of words in there, man. X. No doubt about it. Brenda, Nanos, the FBI in the Guthrie's family. Nanos, the FBI in the Guthrie family. Very possible. Very possible. Junkie is in the house. What are your thoughts on recent shooting on Trump? Well, my thoughts is, you know, it is a sad affair that it has come to that is the only way people feel like they can, I don't know, maybe have relief. I don't know. Maybe people just feel like they've had enough. Maybe others feel like I don't know. What I feel is I really don't like talking about politics in here because politics is one thing that uh, uh, do I know politics? I do, like the back of my hand. Do I want to talk about it? Not really, because in my opinion, there's a lot to say and nothing's going to really get done. So therefore, we'll just say that for another day, you know. But yeah, it's sad that people have come to the conclusion that that's the only way they can feel like they're getting something done. I guess I don't know. I really don't. He wouldn't care about radical left Nancy, in my opinion. Manx. Norma, yes, DD, agree. Anything is possible, no doubt. That's all I'm going to say on the political topic. Thank you, Paige. Manix, I think the EO is why this is so hush hush. Yeah, I don't know. It's possible. Anything's possible. Janice, politics don't belong in a missing persons case, but he did offer help to them in the beginning. I wish they would have accepted. Very true. But did he? Yeah, that's very true. Relentless is in the house. I bet you can't say. Probably not. Probably not. I'm not sure what that would sound like, relentless, and I don't want to be laughing for the rest of another hour. Lisa, Brenda, Janice, I totally agree with you. Manic, that was not supposed to be political, just info. Oh, no doubt. I get you, Manix. No worries. Marianne, I agree. Lisa, Norma, yes, DD. Politics is too upsetting and it goes nowhere. Nowhere, nowhere, and definitely not here right now. That's for sure. That can be for another show somewhere else. Arizona, oh, I think she was done with the financial askings from A&T. And I kind of tend to agree with you. The more I'm thinking about it, AZ, I really think that that's what you would find in that journal. You would see a lot of frustration. You would see a lot because she probably wouldn't want to obviously tell her daughter that, but she would definitely let it out because she's got to let it out to somebody. So, who better than your journal? It's like your scream. It's like you open a book and it starts to scream, right? I mean, yeah, I hate to say that, but it is very possible. Very possible. Thank you for that, Arizona, no doubt. Janice, Paige, Marianne, Groundsky, Norma, agree, Janice. John is in the house. John the Terrible, looking fresh, sir. Thank you so much. Appreciate you, Jonathan. Thank you for being here, my friend. If you are watching, do me a favor and you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. Subscribe, get in the channel, get involved. That will just help everybody become smarter, literally. Do me that favor. Make sure you hit those emojis and you hit the likes, everybody. That also helps the algorithms in our favor. But thank you so much. I really do appreciate that, John. Thank you. Janice, what I meant, and maybe I didn't say it right, is I think he would have set the politics. He would have set the politics aside. I agree. I totally agree. It's possible. No doubt about it. Alicia, JLR live March 11th, third hour, 33 minutes in blue Subaru, leaving Nancy for your information. Finally found it. Good deal, good deal. 30 minutes, blue Subaru, leaving Nancy's. And do you know who was driving it by any chance? Well, who was driving that by any chance? Third hour, 33 minutes. I believe you. It was just I just wanted to make sure you all knew that I wasn't going crazy because I even showed you what they said on TV. And I know you guys like it because I like the interview room. So I was kind of shocked myself. Brenda Peckinpah, but I want to know is why did Cameron actually blame Savannah before Savannah actually thought maybe it was her? Yeah, I don't know. That's a strange one, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. John, welcome in here. You got that right. Bridget, a journal is a good way to vent and get things off your chest. That's why I'm saying it is so crucial they find that journal. Brenda, my thoughts exactly, says Norma. Mancat, Manac says, Allie, thanks for the JLR timestamp. Not that he needs it, but thank you. Yeah, no doubt. Appreciate it. Brenda, Norma also, how did Cameron know there was a ransom note inside Nancy's house before anybody else knew? I'm sorry, but Cameron is starting to look a little guilty to me. Very interesting you say that, Brenda, because also when Savannah had did the thing with Hoda Copy and she had, or no, when she was doing the interview about getting her mother back, she had made some statements in her interview that hadn't been released to her on how did she know about the ransom notes because that was sent to TMZ, which TMZ then got it. CMT then sent it to the FBI, but to their knowledge, Savannah never knew about that. So that's kind of seems out of place, no doubt. Sure is something we want to definitely look at. I'm not saying Savannah or anything. I'm just saying in general, something we would need to look at. Great job, Elisa. Thank you, Marianne, Bridget. Video shows Cameron driving in. Thank you for that, Bridget. Appreciate that. Janice, I have a question for everyone. Let it have it. Has anyone seen the color pics on Patriot from the Nest Cam? I've been wanting to. I seen their highlight advertised on that to show it, but no, I haven't. I really need to. Tell us about it if you know, if you already saw it, Janice. Lisa, he says, looks like Cameron in live got plate number. Thank you so much, Lisa. I appreciate that. I really do. Brenda, Double Dog, the one that was driving was Cameron. That was a proven fact. Even JLR even said it was Cameron. Okay, good. I'm glad it was. Thank you. Appreciate that, Brenda. Elisa, can we find out if it is a rental or Cam's or Nancy's by the plate number? Free online. I'm not really sure. You might be able to look it up. Paige, Marianne, I never heard Cameron say that about a ransom note. Wow, I missed a lot. He did say that, Marianne. He did say that. He did say that you're talking about when he was blaming, or let me rephrase that. You're telling me are you talking about when Savannah asked him, her brother, do you think it was my fault that this happened to mom? And then he said something to the effect of, yes, I'm afraid so, sis, or something to that effect. Is that what you're talking about? The ransom note was something that Savannah had said when she was talking, pleading at the beginning to have her mom, that they would work with the ransom or the perpetrators to get her mom back. Not Cameron. Not Cameron. Cameron just said the fact that that he told Savannah that this was a ransom, a kidnapping for ransom, is what he told Savannah. That was stated. Norma, Brenda, agree. I think it was an inside job. In my opinion, I believe Cameron knows something or might be involved. It's very possible, Norma, no doubt. Norbert's in the house. What's going on, Norbert? Hello, good to have you. BG, so many little things, occurrences that could be said at a press conference, but yet nothing. How can you not feed into it being an inside job? It's hard, BG. It's hard. It's hard to think that it's not, you know? I mean, it's very difficult to think that it's just not. It had to be somebody that knew the family, and who closer than the family itself? No doubt about it. Thank you for being here. Thank you for that question, Norbert. Appreciate you. Hello, hello. Janice, I did see a yes. Can I tell who it is? I think it could be the guy that Richard or the guy that walked down the front of her house a few days after she went missing. Interesting, Janice. I'm going to go look at that. Thank you. That is very interesting. I mean, there has been claims made about that, no doubt. Norma, I think the whole family is involved. Just my opinion. Where is Nancy? Amen. No doubt about that. Falls, yes, Janet. I saw them on the porch. Guy looks like porch girl to me. Yes, Janet, I saw them, and porch guy looks like porch girl to me. Which porch girl does it look like to you there? Falls, fill me in. Janice, they certainly aren't helping look for her, so it's possible. No doubt about it. There's a lot of things that are just going on that doesn't seem like your average individual would just let it be like that, you know? I did saw the colorized stills on Patriots Pride's Live. Good deal, Mannix. I gotta see that. What was your opinion, Mannix? If you have one on that. Janice, really else interesting. Janice Damon, autocorrect. FBI director slams Sheriff Nanos on how he handled the Nancy Guthrie case. Bridget Falls, the eyes look like a female to me. Could it be a KD or could it be a Kiki? Who say you think it is? Who does it look more fitting that profile, that picture? Janice, laughing out, you are fine. How you are fine, Falls. Norma Falls, I strongly believe there is a woman involved in this too, just my opinion. I've always said in the beginning, I always believed it was two males and one female. And very well could have been three males and one female, or very well two males and two females. But I always believed there was at least one, in my opinion. Norma, Janice, you are absolutely right. I've thought that from early on. Instead of a guy, it's a woman, DD. Yeah, I just always felt there was at least one in there, no doubt. How will we react the moment they make the arrest for Nancy's justice? I think it's going to be a big relief, Paige. I think it's going to be a big relief. I think we're going to be shocked. I think it's going to be somebody that we've covered, so it's not going to like catch us off guard. It's just going to be like, how did we miss not saying that is exactly who did it? You know what I mean? Very good question, no doubt. Norma Falls, I strongly believe it is a porch woman. Which woman do you think it is, Norma? Marianne, I always said it was a female. Who do you think it is? Who do you think that female is, Marianne? Mans Manak says this the stills on the Patriot Pride Live to make some details sharper. It's worth looking at. I will definitely do that, Mannix. Thank you so much. Brenda, Lisa, I will react relieved and pray they arrest the perp. Amen. I feel the arrest will be soon. Maybe just wishful thinking. Yeah, no doubt. Norma, hello, Marianne. Fam, flowers in the house. Great show, Devil Dog. That's journal would be a bombshell. but we will probably never hear about it again. Yeah, I'm afraid you may be right there, fan. No doubt about it. And I really think that that is probably going to be a big piece of the puzzle, and at least sending a direction, or at least giving people in law enforcement an idea of where to look at, where to draw those lines. Thank you for that comment, my friend. Brenda, Devil Dog. Truthfully, none of them, because why? Brenda says, Devil Dog. Truthfully, none of them, because why? If you actually take a look at the picture, I'm sorry, there is a bump up by the left eyebrow and the nose of the perp. Got you. Well, at least there's something to we'll be looking for, no doubt about it. Marianne says, "Hi, Norma, Janice. I have to agree. Relief, shock, stun. Maybe when we see the who it is. Oh, Lisa, I certainly hope so. On the arrest, Falls. We haven't talked about Tina Abonasi. Look her picture up and put a mask on her and tell me what you think. I do remember what she looked like, and you could very well be right there, Falls, no doubt. I don't know how tall is she, and does she fit that husky built type? That's the first thing I would look at. Who is Tina Abanasi? Says Paige. Let you go ahead and answer that, Falls, since you know more about it. You're the one that introduced me to it. Norma DD, as for the porch woman, I'm still working on that. Cool. Let us know what you find, Norma. Very interesting. Brenda, does Tina have a bump by her left eye and eyebrow? Fall. She is the lady who shared Nancy's address from 10/18/23 to 10/23/23. Interesting. No, that's the lady that lived in the back pool house, right? Falls. The lady that lived in that casita in the back. Norma, who is Tina? Norma. Oh, okay. Falls. Lisa, what do you mean by shared Nancy's address? Just she lived at that. I think she's talking about living at that pool house in the back, or that little casita, the one that they rented out. Her name was on the list that he was talking around, taking around to the gun shop. Interesting. She used Nancy's address. Mannix, I have been looking into Tina Abanasi, her patents and relatives. Lot of info was scrubbed. Interesting. For 5 days. Wow, says Paige. She lived in the guest house in the back. Yes, that is fact. Okay, I sent you the vehicle report. It was only $1. Oh my lord, I will reimburse you, Alisa. Thank you so much. Norma, what about Kiki and her boyfriend? Just asking, did they know the Guthries? I mean, they know how to get to the house. They knew how to do the photo shoots. Um, I mean, they definitely were out of place, and I definitely would talk to them. I would interview them just to find out what their story is. You know, don't know much about them other than don't know much about them other than their choices that they make. All those names on the list come back to her. Interesting. Oh, but that is true, because she had about what, 5 aliases? There's a difference in using an address and living at an address, in my opinion. That is true, Paige. Janice, oh wow, Falls, that is a crazy coincidence. Come back to Nancy or Tina. Alicia, oh my God, no need to pay back. Pay it forward if you must, but otherwise, I'm good. Thank you so much, Alicia. I appreciate you. Marianne. Marianne, wasn't she Nancy's health caseworker? Yes, that is a fact. Norma. Kiki's boyfriend has a tattoos and wears a half black glove. Interesting. Brenda, when I was in Tucson, Arizona with Galaxy, she is a cadaver dog, and I ran into a homeless woman at a homeless shelter in Phoenix, and she said there was a male that was actually living in the guest house. Interesting. Janice, I just looked her up, and those eyes. Yeah, if you could take a picture of that snapshot, send it to me, please. I'd like to see it. Thank you, Janice. Appreciate the info. She stayed there. I think she might be the one Nancy fired. Yeah, I think she is the one Nancy fired. Got rid of her. I'm not sure for what reasons, but yeah, I think that is the one. Matter of fact, I'm almost positive that's the one. Paige, all names on the list comes back to Nancy or comes back to Tina. Please. Norma, interesting, Brenda. Janice, email again, please. Uh, can Falls, can you put out that email, please? Thank you so much. Or any of the mods, put out the email. Appreciate you. It's coming, Janice. Marianne, Tina, Lisa, Paige. Brenda, 1965. Norma, I went to Tucson, Arizona to help look for Nancy. To help for Nancy with Galaxy, who is my cadaver dog, and she was in a quarantine for 10 days, and I figured it'd pass around. I figured I'd pass around flyers. Oh, good deal, Brenda. Nice job. Tina, Lisa Page. Falls, can you put out my email address for Janice, please? Thank you. Falls, right, and she is an electrical engineer quite capable of using electromagnetic energy to disrupt a pacemaker with Wi-Fi. That's interesting. Marianne, very welcome. Interesting. Hey, mods, just do me a favor. Janice needs the email. If you could put it out there again, please. Thank you. Norma, thank you. Brenda, that was so sweet of you. Bless you. Lisa, that's wonderful, Brenda. Thank you. And Norma. So the reality is that once again we come back. Guess what? I give up with names, laughing out loud. Groundsky, thank you, Brenda. Good job, Norma, Lisa. Hey, if one of the moderators could do me a favor and put up that email for me, please. Put my email up there. Do me that favor. Janice is trying to go ahead and get my email. I could give it to her in one by one letters, but I think that'd just take too long. There it is, Janice. Thank you, Falls. Appreciate you for putting it up there. There is the email, Janice. Falls with the heart. Brenda, Gronsky, you're very welcome. I turned in the name of the man to the FBI and nothing has been said since. Go figure. House, yep. And Tina has a house in the Phoenix, so why was she living in Nancy's guest house? That's interesting. That could be a very good lead right there. No doubt about it, Mannix. Janice, okay, sending now, and thank you for sending that email. Appreciate you. Falls, I sent you emails on her today, DD. Thank you, Falls. I appreciate that. Falls, I heard Hair of the Dog by Nazareth on radio in car today. That's a bad tune, no doubt about it. Bad as in good. That's a very, very good tune. Fan, looks like two different people in the porch in person in PP color enhanced video. One looks thick and the one looks skinny. Could one of them have been in the corner by the wreath on the left? Check it out. I will do so. Thank you, fan. I appreciate that. That was such a good concert, Lisa. Awesome. Falls, I'm sure. So, really, the big thing is the news with the journal. That journal needs to be found. At the end of the day, that journal has to be found. And the Pima County Sheriff's Office and or the FBI or the investigators working the case, they need to follow that lead because there could be a lot of pertinent information in there that could literally open this case right up without a doubt. Without a doubt. Wow. If you are in here and you are not a subscriber, please subscribe. Everybody, don't forget to let your friends, your followers, and all your people that follow you, let them know about the channel. Click the like, click the hearts, click the emojis. Let's get those out. That'll help the algorithm get more people in the chat. Thank you so much. Janice, I don't guess I had ever heard her name before now. It is certainly makes sense. She is on the list because I do believe they are looking into everyone that has lived in the casita. That is correct, Janice. That is very correct. Yeah, I believe they still have Nancy's car, says Alisa. I believe they still have Nancy's car. Interesting. What makes you say that, Alisa? What makes you say that, Alisa? I believe they still have Nancy's car. The FBI? Falls. I've got to go get dog out before this storm hits. Good night, everyone. Good night, Falls. Thank you so much for everything. Appreciate everything you do. Good night, Falls, says Marianne. Brenda, and why was Cameron staying at Nancy's house after they got the house returned? Yeah, I don't know. That's a very good question. I reset my new laptop, so I hope that fixed my invisible problem. Good job, Lisa. Good job. Falls, Falls. Have a good night, Falls. Good night, Marianne. Okay, Falls. Marianne, oh no, not the car laughing. Oh, okay. What were we talking about? Janice, I see you, Lisa. Gronsky, take care, Falls. Brenda, I see you, Lisa. Janice. For some reason, I thought the car was returned, and Cameron and Annie's came to get it. Yeah, that's what I thought. That is exactly what I thought. Bye, Gronsky. Says Falls. Brenda, have a blessed evening, Gronsky. So still waiting for that. What makes you say that earlier about you think the car has not been returned? I'm trying to see that message that came in. Fanflower, I think that's right. Marianne, that's what I thought I saw, laughing out loud. Alicia says March 13th, 2025, not 2026. Sorry, the car was brought brand new, one owner. I retract my last post. Okay, got you. Thank you. Appreciate that. So that's what we're looking at, everybody. Has been a good chat. I would definitely recommend checking some of these things out. Tomorrow, hopefully, we'll be talking about something dealing with. Um, there's no news with the California Carlsbad information with the Shields, 37-year-old um, Joanna Ruth Shields, who became unalive here recently, I believe on the ninth, and there hasn't been any updated news to my understanding at this point. Also, still waiting on the court court date for the Monique and Spencer Tepe in Columbus, Ohio. They became unalive by Monique's ex-husband. So we're still waiting on that. And of course, Dasso, uh, the girl that the third, I think she's 37, I think 32, 37, 34. The one that literally 857 Tucson is actually following that case. She's been missing for about almost a couple years. Found by the tracks on the southeast side in Tucson, up there by the transit area, and yeah, they have. I don't think they have any suspects at this point. So we're definitely going to be looking at some other things, but probably I would say let's probably try to dabble a little into the yeah, let's try dabble into the Dasso case. I think that would be a good one, being that it has to do 857 has been doing a lot of work on that. So kudos to him. Holly Dasso, thank you. Appreciate that, Lisa. So we need to check that out. Maybe talk a little bit about that. Kind of give Nancy a break every so often. But I mean, it's kind of hard because we're gone this long, and the storyline has always been Nancy because of everything that has happened, and yet it seems like every time you think you're taking a step forward, you take two steps backwards. Brenda, Lisa, thank you for mentioning Holly Dasso because Nanos was on that case as well. Interesting. Interesting. I thought they had like a 90 some percent success rate of basically a success rate of catching the perps and stuff. But yet there's two right there that we haven't seen in any direction. The Dasso and Nancy Guthrie. Fan Fanflower says, as a driving a white car now, wasn't her car, dark blue, and Nancy was blue also. Did they get it back? Fan, I don't know. I mean, I know that most of us are saying yes. Barb is in the house. Good to have you, Barb. I'm not sure, fam, or I'm not really sure if they got it back or not. Most people are saying they did get it back, but yeah, you just Google says that there's no confirmation that they gave it back. So honestly, I'm really at a loss. That's the first thing we were talking about. Uh, but it appears that they gave it back, but not according to Google. Let's just say that. Alicia says, I'm done on car. Thank you for all your research out there. Good job. Thank you so much. I do lose focus every time we talk about who looks like the porch guy. No doubt. No doubt. Well, it's just the idea that, some of us, find and then you can't find, No doubt. 100 people look like the porch guy, in my opinion. No doubt. Everybody looks like the porch guy. It seems like they all look alike out here. Brenda, Peckin Paul, Devil Dog, she was 37 years old. Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I know that, but just all these different cases that are on my mind that that are going on. You go 37 here, 37 there. It just gets so confusing at times, to be honest. But thank you so much for that info. I appreciate that, Brenda. Thank you. Lisa, you're good. No worries, says Manex. All right, everybody. Let's go ahead and end this live. We'll see what happens tomorrow, depending on what happens with the rain. If we get rain, we're supposed to get rain. Just don't know how much. But we will definitely go ahead and look on being here tomorrow morning. I've been coming on 8 in the morning lately. Is that too early for everybody? 8 o'clock in the morning Eastern time. Is that too late for or too early for everybody? Do me a favor, real quick. 1 for yes, 2 for no. If it's too early for you at 8 o'clock in the morning, please hit 1 for yes, 2 for no. Do me that favor, please. Unity and beautiful Chad. Have a beautiful, blessing evening. Many blessings to you all. Thank you so much, Norma. Thank you for being here. Lisa, you, Manix, and everyone, thank you. Brenda, that is in fact a problem with the Pima County Sheriff's Department. Their rating is a lot lower than what you think. Wow. Well, thank you for that input. No doubt about it. Thank you, Brenda. Appreciate that. Janice, everyone, have a great evening. One. Is that too early? So you guys want to do 9 instead of 8? Is 8 good or is 9? 8 is 1. 9 is 2. 8 is 1. 9 is 2. How about that? Let's just do that. 8 is 1. 9 is 2. Janice, 2. You do what you need to. I will catch up if I need it. Okay, sounds good, Janice. Thank you. Ohio time, Arizona time. No, I get it. I know it's a 3-hour difference. I totally get it. Tell you what, let's just shoot for 9. Unless it's pouring down rain over here in Ohio. If it's nice and sunny, then I'll probably be out and about. So we'll shoot for 9, okay? 9 o'clock, everybody, is what we'll shoot for. Celtic Pack, 6 a.m. Oh, my Lord, Celtic Pack says 6 a.m. Oh, Lord, that is outrageous. Yeah, we could talk about that. Maybe have a cup of coffee or something. Wake ourselves up. Which time zone, dog? Eastern time. My bad. Sorry, Paige. Eastern time. 9 o'clock Eastern time, everybody. 9 o'clock Eastern time. My condition has a condition, so I sleep weird hours, says Manex. Paul says 1. Brenda, 1. Mankad, do the same weird times. Tell you what, I'll just jump on. It's going to be 8 or 9. You guys just jump on when you're there, okay? That'd probably be the easiest way. I don't want to lose any time, if I go early or whatnot. But look at 8 to 9. Just check it out. It's going to come on let you know that I'm on live. How about that? That makes it just a little bit easier. Growski, take care, everyone. Stay real. You got it, Growski. Thank you for everything. Thank you for being here. Salted Pet, thank you for the little dogs. Appreciate you. Paige with the little dogs. Lisa Page with the little emojis. Brenda, Devil Dog, you're very welcome. God bless. Alicia says, I'll be up at 3 a.m. Central. All right, we'll see you when I go live. We will see you tomorrow, God willing. Thank you, dog. You're very welcome. Anytime, dog. Brenda, Juan, sounds good. I'll come on as soon as I can, as soon as I'm able to. Greatest, bestest chat. Thank you, DD. You got it, Norma. You got it. Or Mancat, Manax. You got it, my friend. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Marianne, okay, we got notifications on. Awesome. Falls, please, everyone, look up Tina and read what she does for a living. You got it, Falls. Thank you so much. Marianne, see you tomorrow. You got it. With that, everybody, remember, thank you for everything you all do. Thank you to all the moderators. Thank you for everybody who helps and gives to this channel. This is your all's channel. This is all about you. Just remember that. I'm just a mouthpiece. You guys are the ones that make it happen. And I want to say thank you. So just remember what I tell you every time. It's all common sense, everybody. It's always common sense. Thank you. I'm still stuck, DD, going boop. When he was giggling, take care. You got it. Brenda, thank you so much. Blessed evening. Norma, blessings to you, DD. Night, night. You got it. Thank you. Much love, everyone. Good night. It's all common sense. Semper Fi, everybody.